Hello, everybody. I know it might be late where you are, so you might be watching this as a rerun, and that's fine. It's no problem. Today, we're going to talk about a few topics, just a few, okay? We want to talk about changing the story so we can change the past. We want to have a new story because we perpetuate the same thing. Oh, he's like this, I'm chasing him, he's not healed, he's an asshole, blah, blah, blah. And that keeps us stuck in that story. And also, we have that story about our childhood. We have that story about our parents, our partners, or whatever's going on, our work. I'm poor, I haven't got the money, and all that kind of stuff. That's not helping any of us. So we really want to change the story so we can change the past. And you've seen the stuff that I've put on from Bashar, as channeled by Daryl Anchor. I also am a firm avid supporter of Abraham Hicks, the law of attraction, which I always post on Instagram, actually. The second thing I want to talk about is you are already healed. You don't need to heal. Focusing on being unhealed perpetually keeps you in that loop. The same thing with the loopy loops of the twin flames and that label, all these labels and the stories. I want to let go of them. But basically, if you remember from the twin flame series, there was a section, I think it was the third part of the series, where I was talking about you being whole and complete, right? Before the purpose part came, but you being whole and complete. And that I realized after the Hawaii Abraham Hicks cruise, where basically I learned after going on that cruise that you did not need to do any healing, because I spent £30,000 plus, maybe even £35,000, which is a lot of money in 2 years, okay? Luckily, I'm fortunate, I'm abundant, it's all good, but I spent a lot of money on that healing. And I realized after doing all of those things that I was already okay. And a lot of these spiritual people were trying to get money from me. And I posted something during that time, which I thought was amazing. And it was a text, right? And it text talked about 3D and 5D. Again, label stories that we kind of like need to get out of. But it was talking about when you get to that stage of 5D, you realize you're already whole and complete. But in 3D, you feel like you're a mess. And in order to get to that place of feeling already abundant, in union and healed and all that kind of stuff, is just to align and focus on your divinity, right? Focus on the fact that you are infinite love. The illusion keeps you stuck in this perpetual cycle of being unhealed and feeling that you're not worthy and deserve it. But if you just align yourself and feel good and let go of the story, in each moment, each second, you can play that out. Hello, everyone, for joining. It's a bit late, I know. People will probably see this maybe tomorrow. I am in Sao Paulo. I arrived this evening, so just quickly had some dinner, which was some cereal with milk, and thought I'd do this live quickly because I just came from Iguazu waterfalls. I had a helicopter tour today. It was amazing. But we're talking about three things: changing the story, you're already healed. And then this other last thing I want to talk about, which is, oh, I can't date anyone else. I don't like anyone else. The divine masculine blocks everyone else. He sabotages everyone. What's all that about? And why are you staying stuck in that sort of cycle? Okay. So let's start with the first thing about the story, which Bashar talked about, which I posted, right? So we have these stories, which we keep saying, which keep us stuck. They keep us stuck in the loops. They keep us stuck not forgiving our fathers, our mothers, our masculines. I won't say divine masculines because they're not in that divinity yet. So there will just be the masculines or wounded, toxic. Not all of them are. Some are divine. But basically, it keeps us stuck when we tell people, when we reiterate, he's running. My father did this. I'm a mess. I got no money, because a lot of you go on and on and on and on about how poor you are. And it's a broken record for yourselves. And it keeps you stuck in poverty. Now, I don't know how many of you are into the law of attraction, but I post about it on Instagram all the bloody time with Abraham Hicks. And anyone who messages me and talks in a lack mindset, I always say to them, Abraham Hicks. So if you do listen to law of attraction, you do subscribe to manifestation, please write in the comments below. But I go into like 3 Abraham Hicks cruises a year, and they ain't cheap. It costs £5,000-6,000 for each one, okay? So that's like 18,000. But if I lived in a poverty mindset and a poor mindset, I would be stuck in this whole thing about, oh, I can't afford it. I can't do this. That's not how I live. As you can see, I live in abundance. That's what I try to live anyway. And I had to change my mindset over years of having a poverty way of thinking. And as I changed my mindset, my money just increased, okay? And there's this whole thing about these divine feminines, especially being so broken with their mindset on money and abundance, and their divine masculine, and there's so much about, oh, I'm not healed, I haven't done the work. And that's why I posted about the fact that you already are healed. You don't need to do any work, you just need to align. I was staying in Buenos Aires with two of my they're a married couple friends, straight, and they go on a lot of the cruises too, and they helped to reiterate the message to me, because I went there and they asked me about how my life is, and I started talking about the Italian divine masculine, well, I would say wounded toxic masculine, and they were like, we don't want to hear it, it's boring. Okay, what about you? What about your life? What about what you are doing? And I thought, you know what? That's true, because when we keep saying that same story, we are manifesting more of the same. Okay, so they did what they did, but let's rewrite a new story. So I want you to get a pen and paper, like I mentioned, and I want you to write down during this session whilst I'm talking, and also afterwards, what kind of story do you want to live right now? What do you appreciate about your life right now, and where do you want to be right now? Yeah, do you want to be the adult who had an abusive childhood, who was traumatized and anxious, or do you want to right now paint that new story, paint that new canvas of the life that you want? You know, I am an abundant being. And eventually, it might feel fake at the moment, but eventually you'll believe it once you read it over and over again. And you, like, I walked around on the streets feeling like I'm badass. I really do. And I'm having an amazing time. I'm feeling abundant. I'm paying for things. I ain't got no sugar daddy. I ain't got no sugar daddy. I ain't got no sugar coming from nowhere. Sugar come from God, okay? And I've talked about this before. The only sugar daddy I got is God. Because sometimes I think the divine masculine thinks when the divine feminine's in their abundance that we got some sugar daddy business going on. We ain't got no sugar daddy business going on, right? God is the universe is our sugar daddy. And we just allow it to come through because we change the story and the narrative to do with money and abundance and men and our childhood. Okay. So you might feel like it's fake at first, and that's okay. Baby steps, breadcrumbing, step by step, you build yourself. You can even write down, I'm starting to change the way I see things right now. I'm starting to look at things more positively. And eventually you'll get to a point where you would just see things positively. And it's something we must remind ourselves constantly about this, because I fall into those traps, okay? So I am working on also not regurgitating that same story of the divine masculine. Oh, he ran, he did this, he was taking drugs, sleeping with everyone, doing naked pictures and videos and doing all these things and all that crap that he was doing, you know? It doesn't help. It doesn't help. How many times are you're gonna bloody say it? How many times am I gonna say it? It's like speaking to nothing, right? And creating havoc and chaos. And it makes me feel bad, let alone the other person feeling bad, you know, and the persons who are hearing it feeling bad. It's just not a good story to tell. Like, when we tell children bedtime stories, we tell them generally, okay, we tell them loving, kind, peaceful bedtime stories so they sleep well and their consciousness can develop. Your inner child wants to hear a good story. So start writing the narrative of the story that you want, you know, and keep it general. Don't keep it specific right now because it might be triggering. So you don't have to mention about divine masculine. You can talk about yourself. I love myself. I attract divine men. I have a great life. I can live abundantly. I do live abundantly. I have a great relationship with money. You know, I am feeling in alignment. I feel love, unconditional love. I'm peaceful. I focus on things that work for me. I focus on appreciating life. I feel love flowing through my veins. People help me. People support me. People are there for me. Because I hear a lot of this stuff. My family's toxic, my husband's toxic, my divine masculine's toxic, everyone's out to hurt me and hate me and do this. Oh my God. I hear it and I think it's a broken record. And I think it's time to change that. Okay, we've heard it. You've said it probably a billion times in your head and to others. Isn't it time to change the story, to change your life, to change the past? Start saying things like, I'm learning to love myself each and every day. I'm feeling abundant. I feel time expanding. People support me. I am guided and inspired each day. I focus on what feels good. You know, things like that. I want you to start writing a new story. And then once you start feeling good about it, you can even then go specific about your father, your mother, your divine masculine. You can say things like, my divine masculine is waking up. My divine masculine is interested in communicating with me. My divine masculine is actually making an effort. And I have forgiven my divine masculine. And we are actually creating a beautiful life together. We are becoming friends. So you can do that kind of stuff, right? Stop saying all the negative things. It's not helping anyone. Okay, I'm sorry if I look a bit sweaty. I was in the gym and then I was on the flight and then I've come here and I've just landed in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Okay. So that leads me on to, you are already healed. You don't need to do any healing, okay? All these coaches and all these healers and stuff, they try to sometimes make you feel bad and that you need to spend thousands of dollars and money and all that kind of stuff to feel a certain way. It can help you. So imagine a scenario that you want to find yourself. So you go traveling, like I am doing right now. And as you're traveling, you realize that actually I was already myself. And then when you arrive back home after you've done your few months, you realize that you actually were there already. So sometimes you have to take the journey to come back. Like I spent over 30,000, okay? And I realized that. So focusing on the fact that you are broken or divine masculine is broken or your family is broken and toxic will keep everyone in that same story because there are so many parallel realities and timelines that you can jump into. Want to learn more about that? Bashar, channeled by Daryl Anker, is very good at detailing that. And Abraham Hicks is very good with the general stuff about the story stuff, okay? Changing the story, getting into alignment in the vortex, and saying things from a positive mindset in the now. The final thing is, I hear this often, right? And I used to be in the same boat. So I'm not saying you are all wrong and this is terrible. It's I'm and someone messaged me on YouTube saying, you're not with your twin flame, so why are you telling us stuff? Well, that's fine. It's true. I will one day, have resolution with that person and my divine masculine, or however it turns out, because we don't know, right? Whatever's meant to be. But I'm going through the unique thing perhaps with this right now is that we have all gone through this journey from beginning and we're in the middle part now, I think. Well, I definitely have completely surrendered and let go, and I'm very disinterested in my divine masculine, and I am dating others and having a great time. But I understand when the person's saying, how can you tell us this? And, why should we listen to you? Okay, that's great. But there is a lot of knowledge here. And if you want to utilize it, it may help you. But otherwise, you can choose other people. There are other people who are in union as well. You can listen to them. And one day I will get there too. And then, it is what it is. So I understand that, Right. So this thing about people saying, and I used to say it too, I can't date anyone else, I don't like anyone else, the divine masculine blocks it and sabotages. That's not the case, okay? Because divine masculine doesn't really have any power over you. It's you allowing the power of the other person onto yourself, okay? It's not the divine masculine that's blocking and sabotaging, it's yourself. It's your own obsessive thoughts to do with, you remember that cartoon image that I put on, a few of them, where there was like a wall and it's being blocked and it's all just yourself mirrored with all your insecurities that we attach onto the divine masculine to gain from them. So basically, you feel guilty and you block yourself and you free because you've reserved that spot of a man or of a person you want to date, whatever, just for divine masculine, who is not ready right now. He's not ready. If they were ready, they'd be next to you, right? Then you could also arguably say, maybe you're not ready, which is fine. But you're working out the kinks, right? And in the meantime, if you want to date, you can. But because you are sabotaging that kind of stuff yourself and holding that space for the divine masculine and not letting it go, it's kind of like getting in the way. So I tried dating before, and that was happening to me as well. I was too in the obsessive mode. But I've been dating right now, and I've been having a great time. Dating guys who are wealthy, who are spiritual, who have great jobs as well, and who want to wine and dine and pick you up, drop you off, be romantic, take care of you, and be very, very like kind and caring and intimate, and treat you well. Now, divine masculine's never done that, right? And maybe we haven't learned to allow that to be experienced by ourselves. So sometimes in the healing process, that's allowed. Now, that hasn't been sabotaged or blocked this time round because I've actually let go of that space that was being held up by divine masculine, and also let go of this whole story about twin flames. It keeps you kind of locked up in all this stuff, and it can keep you locked up for a long time. And before, I've always been like, oh, you'll always be with your twin flame if you want to. But some divine masculines have done too much crap, okay? And I'm at a place right now where I can't even stand the sight of him. Only today I saw his name twice, actually, but normally I don't see his name anymore. I see my own name. But it's very hard at the moment for me to forgive what has happened. I've seen huge changes, but not enough, okay? So as ayahuasca told me and the tobacco told me, was to date divine men. And if you are not able to do that and you want to do that, if you don't want to do it, it's fine. But if you want to do it and you're not able to do it, don't put that blame on divine masculine. That's on you, okay? And the way in which you can change that is by changing the story. All this narrative about twin flames is very mental and in the mind. Get into the heart space, okay? I'm getting into the place where I want to really let go of the labels as well and drop all that. It's very nonsensical and nonsense. And divine masculine don't even like all the labels. It's kind of freakish for them and scary. And we are kind of needing to chill. I did say we need to chill, right? We need to relax, enjoy the now, travel, exercise, hang out with our friends and family, eat, and not focus on this person. This person's not going to save you, okay? Divine masculine ain't going to save you. They ain't going to do anything for you. They're only just going to reflect what you do for yourself. See them as a human being and just live your life, okay? And if you want to date. But get rid of this story that, you won't be able to move on, or you won't be able to date anyone else, and and you don't like anyone else, because your perception about everyone is a reflection on you, which is going to be a reflection on divine masculine, okay? So if you can't see the divinity in others, that means you can't see the divinity in yourself, and that means you can't see the divinity in divine masculine. So when I've had dates, the guys I've had dates with, really cute guys, have said to me, you are different, you are pure, you are innocent, you're not like the rest, I like you, you are friendly, I want to see you again. And I'm traveling, obviously, so it's kind of impossible to see someone more than a few times, but that is happening and that's changing, because I'm seeing people through the eyes of source. The animals, the cats, the dogs, the birds, the trees, the universe, friends, family, people to date, people on the street, homeless people, everyone. That would be my reflection of myself, and then also on divine masculine, right? And that's a healing. And it can help with union too, if you want it. But if you don't, you can move on too. My third eye has been twitching all day today and yesterday, which is very unusual because it hasn't happened for a long time. So definitely something's happening there. But basically, if you cannot see the divinity in other people, in other men, if you want to date them, how are you going to see the divinity in yourself and in divine masculine? If you do decide to date others, date them like you would your twin flame. Give them all that love. As a divine feminine, you will become a vessel of total love with everyone and anyone, not just divine masculine. And you can't keep it within just focused on him anyway. When you're in union, I'm not saying that, date others whilst you're with him, but I mean still have that love pouring out to the world. So yeah, definitely change the way. We've all got to do it, because I've got to do it too, because I've been perpetuating the story of my own stuff in my head, that he did this and he did that. And to be honest, yes, they did a lot of shit, right? But they weren't committed, usually. I mean, there's one or two that they were committed and they cheated on you, and that's totally out of question. But majority of you, like myself, met the twin flame, weren't committed, met a few times, got intimate, chatted a few times, and then he bounced, okay? And I was the one who got obsessed. And we can't help it, actually. The tables turned, though, because now they're starting to get into the obsession. But basically, it was our doing from somewhere, from the higher self, from the soul, whatever it was. We got obsessed on them. We had all the stories in our head. We started projecting. They were just doing their own thing. And then we were annoyed that they were doing their own thing. But they didn't marry us. They didn't commit to us. They were doing what they wanted. And they were obviously suffering and going through things, but until that time when they actually come in and commit to you and say, I'm going to be with you no matter what, until then, really, they can do what they want, which means also you can do whatever you want to. And you should be able to, and not have any qualms about what happens in separation. I know sometimes, there's this thing when you're in separation, like, oh, still, if you get back together, there's going to be repercussions. But you're going to have to kind of almost in separation let it be as like what goes on in separation stays in separation, and you don't bring it up. You don't bring it up. You let them do what they want, because they're a little bit behind, and they're in their ego, and then the world's collapsing, and they don't know what's going on. And then you get to a point, and I'm telling you this as inspiration because I am generally quite an obsessive person, quite a controlling person. I'm not anymore though, but I have completely let go. I feel so liberated and good. I don't think about my divine masculine. I don't really check up on him. I don't really care what he's doing. I don't want to be with him, if I'm honest with you, because I just feel like, no. And I am happy exploring, traveling, and dating others, and having a good time, and having a good life. And the people I'm dating, they're interested. They want to see me again. They're very kind, very loving. They're divine men. They're really good, right? They're treating me the way I deserve. And until divine masculine comes in and does the same, not interested. And I'm not even sure if I'm interested even if he does come in. But we'll see, because we can't see the future, right? And the universe is always working in the background. Like today I saw his name twice, and you just never know, because sometimes what happens with the divine masculine, for instance, when they go out in the 3D world and they start dating people, they get bang, bang, or they meet karmics, or they get reminded of you, or it doesn't work out with those people and they get redirected towards you eventually because you know that you're meant to be. So it can happen like that as well. So never say never, but always be in the present of now and what you deserve right now. You don't have to sit around being a nun and celibate waiting if you don't want to. If you feel good, aligned to your truth, write down your story and go ahead and do it. And experience. So your world changed when you saw social media. Yeah, it's that they trigger you. Okay, they do trigger you. And if they're not committed to you, they can do whatever they want. They can, and so can you. And that's okay. Walking away. You don't even have to walk away, just well, you can walk away, but focus on where you want to go. And I mean, I was like, oh, I'm not interested. I saw his name twice today, and then he plays a lot of sports. So he did a volleyball picture today, and it looks kind of good. Like, because before he looked a bit, the vibration, I feel read energy. It was not great, but the energy felt good today. And I was like, oh, damn it. Don't you be looking at me with those eyes. So you just never know, okay? You never know. You could be like, oh, I don't want to be with him, and I reject him, and I hate him, and I wish death upon him. Oh my God, I feel like that sometimes. Being honest. But you don't know, do you? You don't know, is the grass greener on the other side? Who knows? Explore if you want to, but start seeing things in a better light. Realize divine men exist. Divine men are interested in you, and you see the divinity in them, and change the story about divine masculine. Yeah, stop saying what they did, what they didn't do, how they behaved. Be in the present. Okay. I met someone, had a great connection. They weren't that interested at the time, so I let them go. Focused on me, did my own thing, and if they came back, they came back, and then I saw if I wanted to try it out, which is good. And all this thing about I ain't got no money, I'm poor, my family out to get me, I can't date others, I need healing, and all that stuff, it's going to keep you stuck, okay? You don't need to do anything. You don't need to look for anything. As divine feminine, you just connect and allow. Connect and allow. And be in peace and chill. Like I had one follower, oh my God, they wrote something, and I used to perhaps be like this too, so I'm not going to sit on my high horse and say I'm better than you, because I'm not, okay? I'm just the same as you. So my follower was like, wrote something about some picture I had put up, and she's like, me and my divine masculine, I'm going to be with him, I'm going to grab him, and we're going to be together, and we're going to save the world, and we're going to take over the world. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's very stressful. Imagine divine masculine stressing himself out. So I just said, like, why don't you just relax and chill, enjoy the now, and just take it slow? And she's like, no, I will never do that. That's ego, and it's fear. Listen, the world doesn't need saving. In fact, the world's always going to exist. It's just the humans perhaps that get affected. But everyone has their own vibration, energy, karma, whatever you want to call it, their own destiny. And there's multiple parallel universes and timelines. Focus on you, not on others. Focus on you and not on saving the world. Because I know sometimes they say twin flames have a mission and a purpose. I do believe that there is a purpose, and the purpose is to follow your joy. And I've said that, right? Follow things that feel good for you. And it might be music, dancing, animal shelter, coaching, human rights. It might be bigger things. It might be smaller things. So stay in alignment. Stay in your truth. Stay in joy. Have fun. Chill out. Relax. It's not a big deal. Like getting so crazy and stuck about this one human being, it scares them. They're only a human being. You had a Disneyland experience with them. Great. And it brought up a lot of your crap. Wonderful. That's your crap. That's your stuff to heal. Don't put it on them. It's not fair. It's not fair to put so much pressure, so much attention, so much focus, so much energy on them. It bombards them. It's too much, and it drives them crazy. And that's not fair to do that to a human being so much. I know it's sometimes out of our control, but you'll get to a point where you stop doing it and you stop playing into the stories. All the tarot readers, all the psychics, all the twin flame nonsense out there. Can you see that I'm moving out of the twin flame stuff? I do a here and there, but I'm generally moving you out, trying to shift the gear. Some of you don't like it. Some of you want to stay in the nonsense and prefer the views of that. But you've got to shift your focus, change the story, and focus on you. And I'm telling you, when you start doing that, your divine masculine will start waking up, will start changing, will start getting better, and will come forward to you. And then you can choose, and you might not want to, okay? You might not want to. I have some good news. So, and I want to hear what you want to say about this, taking some comments. But I'm going to finish off in a second. I'll read some comments here. But I have done TV and radio before on different subjects, okay? I've done different topics. I used to do LGBT, lesbian, gay, bisexual stuff. Then I did spiritual stuff and all sorts of stuff. And normally I was being interviewed, okay? I had a radio show for a short period too, local radio show. But I've been approached by the BBC to do my own documentary series where I will be presenting. So they've asked for ideas. And I thought, you know what? Shall we do a documentary series on twin flames? What do you think? What do you think? Like really delving into it and getting the truth out of it, and it's going to be for the BBC. But anyway, it's quite exciting. That's always been like my sort of like on my vision board and manifesting. Again, staying in that vibration of love. Okay. So you focus on your life goals and keep growing. Good for you, Mohammed. Wonderful. Mine showed up on my For You page doing his usual player thing. It was highly triggering. And you know what? If he is doing his player thing, that's okay because he's single, right? Is he married to you? No. He's got to get it out of his system. So accept it. My twin flame or my divine masculine is not ready right now. Give them the freedom to be ready. Just give them. You're not going to die. Seriously, you won't, okay? And then give yourself the freedom to do what you want. If you want to go out and live your life, do it. It might actually balance things out and you might feel relief. So they don't feel guilty. Maybe, you know? But it's like having a child. Like, you know, the child is going to go through stages. They're going to have to learn to crawl, walk, you know, talk. It takes time, doesn't it? So they're going to have to go through their evolution process, and they don't always know or wake up till much later. They don't realize what's going on. They don't really even realize that who you are to them. And if you keep focusing on that, then I know it's hard in the beginning because I'm saying, oh, my high horse, and oh, no. Listen, my twin flame was doing naked videos, pornographic stuff on Twitter and Instagram, and pictures and sending and selling stuff. Okay? So I'm not sitting on my high horse, and he was sleeping with his ex and other people and whatever. He slept with everyone in his city and he did all the drugs, okay? So, and he was nasty to me. So I can't, and I'm going to change the story of that. I'm not going to mention that ever again. But I'm not sitting on my high horse and saying, oh, it's so easy. Just focus on yourself and, you know, don't look at their For You page and blah, blah, blah. I know it's hard, but you get to a point. So I'm trying to show you where, like, we're on a marathon. Yeah, we're on a sprint. Where I'm at right now, and where you, if you're not there, some of you already passed me, and great, and I'm looking forward to you. I'm looking, you're role modeling for me, But some of you, it's very useful to know that you get to a point where you just don't care. You don't give a shit, okay? You don't care what they're doing. You might not even want them after. That's where I'm at. You don't even want them. I mean, like, what was I thinking? I was crazy for obsessing over this person. But then it probably changed, and you probably start liking them again. But seriously, you learn to like give them the freedom. That's unconditional love as well, right? Let them figure it out. Because you getting triggered about what he's doing, it's on you and it's your stuff. Like, if you feel amazing and divine, you won't really care. You don't care. And you can see other people as well if you want. So I'm just saying that as a goalpost of where you get to, and it's really nice when you get there. It's hard to change a story. I'm curious how to do it. So please watch the rest of the from the beginning, how you change the story, because I explain it. But basically, you focus on yourself and you do it step by step if you can't change it straight away. So you can say things like, I'm starting to see the positive in everything. I'm appreciating life each and every day. I'm getting more and more abundant. People help me. People support me. I am in alignment with my dreams. I'm in alignment with my passions. I work out daily, or I make steps each day to take care of my body. I appreciate the now and embrace myself in the present moment. I eat scrumptious, delicious, juicy food, and I go out with my friends and I take vacations. And I'm enjoying my life, and divine men love me. Divine men are out there. I am attracted to divine male energy. I enjoy absorbing that energy. I'm not lying to you. I've been touring around the whole damn South America. I've been sitting next to some men who are really masculine and nothing sexual. Some of them are straight with their girlfriends, but I sit there and I absorb the divine masculine energy because I grew up with distorted masculine energy and never felt safe with the masculine energy. That energy is very soothing, very nourishing, very supportive, very protective. So start to align to that, I feel great each and every day. I'm allowing my divine masculine to figure things out and work their way through their life. I'm giving him the freedom. We are not together right now, so therefore he is allowed to do what he wants and I'm allowed to do what I want too. And I'm in a place of joy and peace and bliss and alignment. And my past has allowed me to get to this place. I forgive my parents and my father and my mother and my family members, for it has helped to create the person I am today. And I love the person that I am today. It's taking me forwards each and every day, and I am expanding so well, and opportunities come to me each moment. And I focus on the beauty of the world, the nature, the trees, the birds, the animals, the monkeys. I feel so good in the nourishment of the sun and the breeze of the wind, and then you'll get opportunities. Like, I've got the BBC documentary series coming up, so I want you to change the story, and I just did a rampage for you to be able to understand that. And I would like you to all listen to Abraham Hicks on YouTube. Okay, you can listen to them. They're amazing. They do a lot of rampages. I'll do Abraham Hicks rampage on YouTube and just listen to it continuously. Realizing we are ready together as one has been relieving, as we are ready, always one, and have always been. The physical will catch up to the spiritual trust. That's okay, but why do you have to be one with another person? Why can't you be by yourself? Are you so scared to be by yourself that you need to be super glued to this human being? This human being who's not ready right now, is not evolved. What is the desperate, incessant need to be with this person? It's like that follower of mine, God bless their soul, who kept saying, no, we're going to take over the world. Me and my divine masculine. I'm going to be with him and he's going to help me. Why be so restrictive and controlling? And it's toxic feminine energy. I'm sorry, but it is. You are a beautiful flower. You are divine. You have God with you, the universe with you. You don't need no person. Just chill. You are together already as one with the entire universe, not just this other person. You don't need them. You don't. Trust me. I struggle with that. If he really loves me that much, when it's so easy for them to sleeping around, how do you heal that? Well, clearly he don't love himself and he don't love you yet, or realize that he loves you. So let it be. If the man ain't giving you attention, why are you crying over him? I know it's hard in the beginning, but I'm 2 years on this journey now. If I ain't getting the pick me up in your car, take me for dinner, pay for things, and look after me and take care of me, and I take care of you, and we are mutually exclusively being equal with each other, and I'm feeling you being romantic and intimate and kind and caring and all that kind of stuff and ticking my box of being spiritual and the kisses and the hugs and all that. If you ain't doing that, I ain't interested. And you shouldn't be interested either. Why are you crying over this man? It's kind of pathetic. And I know that because I did the same, okay? But we need to stop doing this crap now. It's easy for them to do whatever they want because they're focused on themselves. And you should be focused on you and do whatever the hell you want to do too. They're not conscious, okay? They're unconscious until you let go and then they figure things out. But you may choose to be with a soulmate. You may say, I don't want to deal with this crap no more and I want to be free. So why cry over someone who doesn't, at the moment, realize the truth? Just don't. It's like basically me talking to a toddler who can't understand and saying to them, why aren't you, washing yourself and why aren't you cleaning the dishes and why aren't you doing the Hoover? The toddler can hardly move. My expectations are not aligned to where they're at. Your DM ain't at the place where you at, so your expectations on them does not make sense. It's ridiculous. I'm sorry to say it in such a way. I've been through hell too. Okay? I struggle with that. Okay. It's so hard to change that story. I'm curious how to do it. Well, stop saying it's hard. It's easy to change the story. I change the story each moment, every day. I focus on the positive aspects of my life and I create the story of my life. What I say right now creates my future and my past. So I decide to say the right things in each moment. I decide to focus on appreciating life. I love me. I love life. I want to do this. Yeah? As you move more away from twin flames, remember that not all of us DMs are jerks. Okay, good. Chris is giving us a different perspective. My DF was hit her wall to wait for me to get through the external and internal obstacles I have at the moment. So yeah, each DM's different, right? There's some DMs that are quite nice. So change the story and focus on that. Focus on the truth of your twin flame, the innocence and the purity and the love that you know exists underneath all that trauma they've gone through. And it feels good to see the best in people, every people. It feels good. To see the worst in them don't feel good. Do you feel good when you're like obsessively crying at home? Does that feel good when you're hurting? No. You know the truth, right? You know the truth. My DM is pure and innocent. My DM is working hard to get to where he needs to. My DM will make it. My DM is improving each and every day. I am so proud. He is doing well. He is focused on his life. But I need to focus on me now. And I need to change the story and focus just on me. And just focus on me and keep saying things about me. Okay. I'm going to be ending soon. Yes, it's either the DF or DM. I've met DMs that speak of this. Okay. I am magnetic. Yes, Queen. I want nothing more for her to continue to become best version of herself as I do the same for myself while I get through finalizing some previous life decisions I made a few years ago. See, Chris is going for it. He's a good man. He's a good man, Suzanne. He's a good man. Okay, so I want to read Chris's first comment again. As you move more away from twin flames, remember that not all of us DMs are jerks. My DM has hit her wall to wait for me to get through the external and internal obstacles I have. Yeah. So basically, not all are jerks, and DFs sometimes do get really frustrated, but you got to give them time and patience to be able to get to where they need to get to, and focus on you and let it all happen. It's all going to happen with the universe, and you're not in control. Let go, surrender. You're not in control. The ego. After reunion, what is the job? So reunion is when you come in and out. Union is that's it, it's done. So when you've got your union, you still got to make sure you balance your energies and you're not pushing onto them, and then live your life, be in joy. It's that unconditional love, and you do your whatever feels good for you, your purpose, So the job right now is what's going to be always. Focus on you, get into alignment, love your life. That's the job, whether you're with anyone or not. It's hard for us DMs who are aware of all this but can't proceed at the moment. I wonder what's stopping. Chris, do you think there's a certain thing right now that's stopping the DM collective? Maybe there's something. Yes, my DM is semi-aware, but he has a lot to go through. I can't do anything to help it. Well, what you can do to help others is change the story, see the positive, focus on yourself, realize you're already aligned and healed and everything's great, and change your life to be better. Yeah, and if you want to see other people, you can. So don't stay in this victim mentality and all that. Right. I think we're going to end. It's kind of late and I got to be up very early. But it was really nice talking to you all. And I hope this helped. But you do get to a point in a milestone where you do just chill and relax and enjoy. Stop making, we make too much of everything. We get too stuck on it. We want to eat with our ego, hound it down, put the ring on it, and do all that kind of. It's not in our control. It's not in our hands. The more you can just relax and enjoy and chill like that, and just enjoy and have fun, the better. Live your life, enjoy. You know, just relax, people. Relax. You must relax. Okay, take care. Bye. Love you.